Hi everyone, my name is Dara Faye Fante.
I am Rose Abeliano Villaflor.
And I am Judy Pilongo.
And in this video, we are going to talk about the root test. The root test is a criterion for the convergence of an infinite series. The root test is a simple test that tests for absolute convergence of a series. It is considered to be the best among the tests for convergence, or at least better than the ratio test. Root test checks whether the limit of a sub n, where n approaches to infinity of the nth root of the n terms, is less than 1.
Suppose that we have the series of the sum of a sub n. Define L is equals the limit of nth root of the absolute value of a sub n as n approaches infinity, equals to the limit of the absolute value of a sub n raised to the power of 1 over n as n approaches infinity. Where L is less than 1, the series converges, and where L is greater than 1, including infinity, then the series diverges, and where L is equals to 1, then the series is inconclusive.
Example number 1. The summation of 1 over 4 to the power of n, where n is equal to 1. The solution. To get the limit, we have this formula: L is equal to the limit of nth root of absolute a sub n, where n approaches to infinity, which is also equals to the limit of the absolute value of a sub n raised to the power of 1 over n, where n approaches to infinity. Now, let's substitute the given data for a sub n, which is 1 over 4 to the power of n. And this will become the limit of the absolute value of 1 over 4 to the power of n raised to the power of 1 over n. Next is we distribute the 1 over n to the a sub n, which is 1 over 4 to the power of n. And we get the limit of the absolute value of 1 to the power of 1 over n over 4 to the power of n over n. Then we cash out the n over n, since they are the same. So we get the absolute value of 1 to the power of 1 over n over 4, which is equal to the 1 raised to 0 over 4. So we get 1 over 4. So the limit of the summation of 1 over 4 raised to n, where n is equal to 1, is 1/4. Since our limit is 1/4 and this is less than 1, therefore, the series converges.
For the example number 2, the summation of 3 plus 5n over 2 plus 3n raised to the power of n, where n is equals to 1 and reaches infinity. The first thing we need to do here is to identify the a sub n, which is ang kaning 3 plus 5n over 2 plus 3n raised to the power of n. The formula for the root test, L equals to the limit of nth root of the absolute value of a sub n as n approaches to infinity. And also remember that this kanang formula is equals to L equals the limit of the absolute value of a sub n raised to the power of 1 over n as n approaches to infinity. Okay, so the next thing to do is plug in the value of a sub n. So magiging the limit of the absolute value of 3 plus 5n over 2 plus 3n raised to the power of n raised to the power of 1 over n. Distribute ang exponent nga naa sa labas sa absolute value, which is ang 1 over n, diadto sa exponent nga naa sa sulod sa absolute value, which is ang n. And to evaluate that, mahimo siyang n over n. After that, cancel n over n since n over n is equals to 1. So ang mabili na lang is the absolute value of 3 plus 5n over 2 plus 3n. So to find the limit, identify the degree, which is n. And as we can see, both numerator and the denominator has a degree of n. So the limit is the coefficient of n, which is 5 and 3. Since our limit is 5 over 3, is greater than 1, therefore the series diverges.
For example, number 3, we have the summation of 6 over 5n where n is equals to 1 and it approaches to infinity. Para makuha nato ang limit, naatay formula nga L is equals to the limit of the nth root of the absolute value of a sub n as n approaches to infinity, which is also equals to the limit of the absolute value of a sub n raised to the power of 1 over n as n approaches to infinity. Next step, kay substitute nato ang value sa a sub n which is 6 over 5n sa atong formula. So ang L nato karon kay limit of the absolute value of 6 over 5n raised to the power of 1 over n as n approaches to infinity. Next step, kay distribute nato ang exponent nga 1 over n sa atong a sub n. So ang L nato karon kay limit of 6 raised to the power of 1 over n over 5n raised to the power of 1 over n. Para makuha ang limit, i-substitute nato ang infinity sa tanan na ay n. Ang 1 over infinity kay equals dyan na siya sa 0. So atong L karon kay 6 raised to the power of 0 over 5 times infinity raised to the power of 0. Since tanan na exponent nga 0 kay equals to 1, ang atong L karon kay equals to 1 over 1, which is also equals to 1. Our L or limit now is equals to 1, and since it is equals to 1, therefore our series is inconclusive. Pag ingon ani gani ang situation, mangita taglaing test para ma-determine nato if convergence or divergence ba atong series.
If you want to learn more about root test, you can visit the link above. And that's it for root test. Hope you learned something. Thank you.